when Gen Z is fleeing from Republicans saying, well, you know, things are still too expensive. Look, it takes time to recover from 9.1% inflation that we had in the middle of the Biden years. It takes time to catch up. $3,000 is what we lost in actual spending power on average, so said Kevin Hassett. We've come back $1,200, but that's still a big gap, Jim. How do we get there?
Well, the number one thing we could do, by the way, just to cut quickly to the chase, is to get rid of the Federal Reserve. I mean, the appointment of this Federal Reserve chairman is going to be a key component in this, not just because of where the interest rates need to be, but also because of issues like the monetary supply. I mean, when we pay taxes, we're really paying back the Federal Reserve in a way because the Federal Reserve prints money so that the government can spend like drunken sailors. That's the basic problem with the Biden administration is they spent like drunken sailors and the Federal Reserve basically had to bail them out. So that's the first thing we can do. I've been calling for Donald Trump and an administration to come get back together with Elon Musk and make DOGE a big issue again. Let's do more cuts. But the second thing that can happen, we got a reconciliation bill coming up here shortly. These are one of those bills where Republicans in the Senate don't need the votes of Democrats to be able to pass legislation. This is how the Big Beautiful Bill happened. Let's expand the Big Beautiful Bill, do even more cuts to federal spending, and inject some things in there that can help in the short term. But the reality is, when you get in the economic mess that we're in right now, which is like when you look at the inflation chart, it's horrible in the Biden administration. Donald Trump's leveled that off. It does take a little time to fix these things. So we're going to have to deal with that, and we're going to be, hanging on by our nails until November. But Donald Trump needs to talk about this, pitch his plan, and make sure everyone's really clear what he's trying to do.
Yeah, what if we got rid of the Fed altogether? I mean, I don't know if that's possible. Created in 1913. Right along with the federal income tax, those things went hand in hand right over the cliff for Americans. What do you think of that? Is it even possible? Can we change the trajectory of the economy by making these sorts of big decisions?
Well, I study economics and finance a lot, but I'm not an expert in this area. But Peter St. Onge, who's an economist you can find his X profile pretty simply, he's made a very strong case about, yes, you can go back to the gold standard. I would argue you definitely can. But really, the basic problem we have, I think we should get rid of the Fed. But the thing that really got us in the worst part of this problem was when Richard Nixon stopped trading in dollars for gold in 1972 to try to deal with his fiscal situation and the government spending that was happening then. We just had LBJ's Great Society programs come into play, and they were already booming the federal budget, amongst other things that we were doing. We were in the midst of the Vietnam War, and we were spending a lot of money then too. When we went off that gold standard, it allowed the Federal Reserve to print money in any manner that it wanted to, and that inflates the dollar. And Paul Volcker reduced the amount of dollars we had. That's how the Reagan Revolution was able to be successful in part.